even got us together.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Welcome to Ask Auntie Nella Live. I'm going to wait for some people to tune in, and while I'm waiting for them to tune in, I'm going to give the topic for tonight. So for our relationship topic, it's going to be, why do we stay in unhealthy relationships and marriages? And then for our After Dark, we're going to talk about, do men and women fake orgasms? This is a good one. I thought that would be a good one. That's a nice topic that's going around. So we'll talk about that in After Dark. But for now, I want you to let a friend know that Auntie Nella is on live.
Yes.
Invite a friend. Have a friend invite a friend. Don't forget to invite friends from your friend list as well. I'm still getting those. I appreciate you guys that's sending those over. Come with your questions. Go to my YouTube channel. It's Ask Auntie Nella. I'm a little behind on 2 Mondays, but I'm going to download those tonight. I will have those in this one tonight on there. But I want you guys to go on there and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you do that. Another thing, Beyond the Standards is coming up. We have less than 14 days before Beyond the Standards.
Yes.
When I mean you guys will enjoy it, you will enjoy it. You can break barriers. There's going to be topics that we talk about,
right,
but we're going to dig a little bit deep in it, at the summit. So get your tickets. The tickets are still out there for sale. One other thing, they will not be selling tickets at the door. So it's key to get your ticket today before the seats are gone. The other thing is limited tickets. So make sure you get those tickets.
Let's wait for some more people to say hey guys when you get on.
Yes, so we can
know
say
it's
hey
Monday.
back.
Let's say hey back. Hey, Renell.
Hey, Renell. Shout out to Tim and Tanya Campbell on their union this weekend. Congrats. Right. They had a fabulous wedding. We had a blast. Thanks for the invite. So I hope you guys are enjoying your honeymoon.
Yeah, they are. While we waiting. Share it.
Mm-hmm.
Share it. So why do we stay in unhealthy relationships? We're going to give about 60 more seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Let's share.
Let people know I'm on.
Say hey when you come on. Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie. How are ya? Hey, honey.
Put my lip gloss on while we wait on these people.
I see my honey on here as well. Hey, babe.
You see your honey on there?
I see my honey right there.
Okay. Your eyes are all over here. Who that?
Oh, I don't know.
Isha? Is that how you Isha?
Yeah, that's Isha.
Isha? That's
Isha.
Hi,
Isha. Let us know if we're pronouncing your name right. We're horrible with names. I'm horrible with names. So I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. I think it's Isha. All right, guys. I'm super happy for this topic.
Okay, good.
Oh, we got it right? Mm-hmm. Yay! We get some stuff right sometime. But girl,
hey,
you shot something there.
He said,
"Hey, boo."
Uncle Mike in the place. All right, so After Dark. Ask Auntie Nella. Say hey as you come into. Oh, thank you, Renell.
She said, "Thanks, Renell. Thanks, Susie Boo."
All right, so you ready to jump in?
I am. I'm ready to jump in. Our topic for tonight is, why do we stay in unhealthy relationships and marriages?
Ooh.
You know what? This one was one that I had to think long and hard about, because it's a several reasons why people stay in unhealthy relationship and marriages, and it's for their reasons. So some people may stay for kids. Some people may stay because they're fearful to be alone. Some people may need want companionship and afraid to step out and be alone. It could be some people are afraid of what other people are gonna think. So it could be a multitude of things as to why you stay in an unhealthy relationship or marriage.
Before you jump into that, so let's just give a little foundation. What is an unhealthy relationship?
An unhealthy relationship or a marriage is when you have a significant other, and that person is not uplifting you, but beating you down.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what you do, how you do it, how you try to present yourself, even though you may present yourself in a, a positive way and happy and upbeat about whatever the situation may be, they will find a way to beat you down.
Okay.
That's an unhealthy relationship, because you want somebody, just like you're going to, give a support system to somebody else, you want a healthy support system. It's important to have a healthy support system. If you don't have that healthy support system, then you're in a unhealthy situation, which is not good.
So really it's just something that that's taken away from,
Takes away
and
from your
we should add to each other, and you shouldn't always take my self-esteem, take away anything that's going to bring me lower. You should always try to be in an unhealthy relationship.
Correct. Think about it in a sense of, I'm happy, I'm excited about an adventure, and then all of a sudden you go to, let's just use a friend. You go to a friend and say, hey, you know what? Here's what's going on. Here's what I'm going to do. Blah, 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 blah. You was all happy.
Right.
And that friend just threw a dark cloud over that situation. So then you're second guessing yourself, and you're sitting there thinking, I tried to present it in a positive way. I was super happy about it. And then now she come and she just spent a whole new spin on it. And it didn't come from a healthy place, or it didn't come from a place that, well, I think your idea was good, but let's kind of shift it a little bit. No, girl, you stupid if you do that. What? That's unhealthy. That's unhealthy. I'm her. You just have to look at that, and you have to know the people you hang around with. You also have to know them and understand, when they're coming to you and how they're presenting themselves to you. So, unhealthy when you see it.
Unhealthy could be, some signs could be loss of, this, maybe like you say, maybe emotional. This abuse.
It could be emotional. It could be physical.
Okay.
A lot of people, let me touch bases a little bit on this, the physical and the emotional. A lot of people feel like emotional is not as bad as physical. No, baby. Emotional is just as worse as physical.
Yes.
Because when they're playing with you emotional,
right,
it's just like they beating you upside your head.
From the inside.
So you just have to look at it. Don't ever think, well, my situation is not that bad because he just beat me down emotionally. I'm okay. I could deal with that. No, he can't.
Right.
It's no different. They are the same. Emotional and physical fall the same, because you're being treated unhealthy either way. It's not a good feeling.
Right.
Not at all.
What are some warning signs of an unhealthy relationship? Like, I know one could be that you can't turn to that person for emotional support because you don't feel like that person has your back or has things or your best interest at heart.
Correct.
So that's really unhealthy for you, because as a partner, you guys should be one.
You want that support system. You need it. Another thing would be just blatant disrespect. Just for no reason. I mean, just blatant disrespect. You will know the characteristics when you see it.
Right.
Because the characteristics are ugly. So you know ugly when you see ugly.
Right.
And so it could be from the way he looks at you. If you're fearful to have a conversation with them, you can't go to them. You're, checking yourself in the mirror.
Right.
Should I have this conversation with him? Should I not have this conversation? If you got to go through all those emotions to just have a conversation with your partner, something's not checking out somewhere. Because I should be able to be like, you know what? When my husband come home, I'm going to have this conversation with him. And you should be able to have a dialogue. Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be a time where you're going to have a dialogue and voices are going to be raised and you're going to have that.
Exactly.
But it comes a point when they get to the point where they're disrespecting you and you feel mistreated in that conversation, then you have to know that it's unhealthy and you have to address it.
Right.
Because it will get worse. It won't get better.
What about if your partner dismisses your emotions, especially if you fear for some things, and so maybe like you were saying, you scared to approach them, and some things can be unhealthy. What about a lack of security in the relationship? Is that unhealthy?
A lack of security can be unhealthy, but you have to tread water a little bit. And I don't want you guys to think that a lack of security in a relationship speaks unhealthy. A lack of security could also be yourself. It could also be you. So you have to co-check you and think, am I having this lack of insecurities because of me? Or is this because of something he's doing? Now, if it's something he's doing that's making you feel insecure, then you need to have that conversation. And if he doesn't address it or fix it, yes, it's unhealthy. Because then what you're doing is you're constantly beating your soul down. Because you're now focusing on your insecurities where you're not focusing on what's true and what you can do to move forward.
So I got a question on the text. So what if I find myself lying to my mate? Am I in an unhealthy relationship?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason why, if you got to take the time to constantly lie to your mate, that's not healthy. Because here's the situation. Now you have to keep a thought process in your head. What lie did I tell to him?
Right.
You know, what did I lie about? And keep that lie up, which you can't do. Because you're going to forget a lie. You're not going to remember a lie because a lie is not truth. So if you're finding yourself lying about that situation, it can be unhealthy. But here's the other thing. You need to also scratch the surface as to why you're lying. Are you lying because you're fearful to have a conversation with them? So you're lying to approach the situation to see how he or she is going to respond to it. So there's a lot of different things you have to check yourself for first, because it may be your thought process, may not be their thought process, but you may be labeling them as unhealthy without knowing that you're causing a lot of it.
Okay. What about if I feel lonely when we're together? Is that a part of being in an unhealthy relationship? If we're together, but I don't feel like we're connected.
Not necessarily, because that's a situation that can basically be fixed if you have a conversation. Now, if you've had that conversation and share with them why you feel lonely and they're not willing to fix it, absolutely correct. It is unhealthy because you've addressed the issue, but you can't label an unhealthy situation if you've not addressed it. If you've not addressed it, if that person made me feel, stupid, or that person made me feel or belittled me, then I need to have a conversation, or I'm going to co-check them right then and there. You need to know what you like and dislike. And if it's something you dislike, be honest about it. One of my pet peeves is don't ever belittle me. Because if you belittle me, then I'm going to co-check you right quick. And that's one thing I had to learn. When people get into your comfort zone and make you feel uncomfortable, you need to check it and check it quick. Because if you don't check it and check it quick, then you allowing them to step on you and step over you.
Oh, wow. So, but I love him, though. We can't grow. You can
love him.
We can't grow in this relationship. Do you ever think when you're in an unhealthy relationship that people will mature to a healthy relationship?
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you something. Anybody can change. Don't ever rule anybody out. Don't rule a friend out. Don't rule a mate out. Don't rule a sister, brother, anybody. Don't rule them out, because anybody have the opportunity to change. But here's the thing. If I've had a conversation with you and you know the conversation that we've had, and we've ended that conversation was ended with, you know what? I'm going to change. I didn't realize that, some of my actions that I was doing caused you to feel that way. I'm going to change. And you don't see change in them, then no, something's wrong. But don't ever think that somebody can't change. Think about yourself. There's positions that I've been in, or situations that I've been in, that I, never thought I could change from a move past, and I have. So there's always an opportunity for change. Don't ever shoot somebody down, because they probably didn't realize that they were doing what they were doing or saying what they were saying, because they're so used to doing it and never been co-checked by anybody.
Do you feel that judging, if my partner is always judging my every move, my every step, they're judging me, is that unhealthy?
It is.
Okay. And
the reason why it's unhealthy, if my partner is constantly judging me, but they're judging me in a negative way, then they're dealing with what they're doing is they're instilling insecurities in me, because judgment creates insecurities, and especially if it's your partner or your mate and you're going to them, because remember, that's the person that you want to confide in. But if I'm confiding in you and you're judging me, then I'm going to have some insecurities at some point. I'm going to start, rechecking myself and rethinking my thought process, because you're constantly judging me. I don't ever want to put myself in a situation where I go to you to ask you for something and you're my spouse and ask you, and you always judging it or you always spinning it in a negative way. Absolutely, it's unhealthy.
So I got another one.
Okay.
So what if my partner is always joking or teasing about their second wife or husband? What will be like? So if they're always making a joke about leaving you or teasing you about what their second wife or husband is gonna be like.
I wish you would. I wish you would. First of all, that's top of the line unhealthy.
Right.
Because why do I want to know what you and Buki did in your marriage, your previous marriage?
No,
you married to me now.
Tense. He's saying, all right, so say like Uncle might be like, you know what? That's all right, because my new wife gonna be blue, 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 blue.
Oh, that's
my
unhealthy.
new husband gonna be blue, blue, blue.
That's
blue,
unhealthy,
blue.
and the reason why that's unhealthy because again, that's an insecurity that's instilling in you. Let me tell you something. As a woman, it doesn't take much for us to allow insecurities to creep in. Because we struggle so hard because there's women that will judge us. So women are constantly judging women. And so the struggle becomes, I got to deal with another woman, looking me up and down, judging me, got negative comments to say about me.
Right.
And then now I got my husband speaking on somebody he ain't even got. So yes, it's going to create insecurities, which again brings us back to what? Unhealthiness. So pretty much in a relationship, any door of insecurity should automatically be slammed because you don't want that to come into your relationship to start tearing down one of those little small boxes that can spoil the You
bond.
have to shut it down because let me tell you something. We already come into any relationship, and I'm just not speaking on women, I'm speaking on men as well.
Right.
We already come into any relationship with insecurities. I think when it comes to women, and this is me speaking, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm going to say, I think when it comes to women probably come into any relationship with more insecurities than a man will come into that relationship. I think we come, because the problem for us a lot of times what we do is we'll suppress a lot of insecurities. And so we'll be like, well, we just gonna let him slide with that. He ain't really mean it that way. So what we're doing is we're covering up for them. For their bad behavior, we're covering up for them. Wow. And so it takes a lot. And then after one big thing triggers it, here go all these insecurities coming back up. So now you're dealing with a multitude, but he's only addressed one insecurity that caused all the other ones to come up. So that's why I say it's always important. Always important to clean your slate before you move to one relationship on to the next. Because again, it's not fair to the new person that you got, or the new husband that you got, or the new mate that you got, that you're going to add that baggage onto them. That's unfair.
Right.
They need to deal with the baggage that you and them have, not that you, them, and your other partner behind them have, because that's unfair to them. You're not giving yourself the best fight you can have in a marriage or a relationship.
So why do people stay?
A lot of times people stay, a lot of times what they stay for is for kids. You'll hear a lot of people say, I stay for my kids because I don't want my kids to be in a broken home. I don't want my kids to, or I came from a broken home, so I don't want my kids. Let me tell you something. Kids are smarter than you.
Yes.
Your kids know exactly what's going on. So you may think you're going to the motion to protect them. No, you're not protecting them. What you're doing is you're instilling some unhealthy behavior in them. Because then what's happening is they're going to think it's okay to stay in an unhealthy relationship. My mama did it. My daddy did it. Oh. So they're going to stay in that relationship. So you may think that, I'm doing the right thing. No, your kid. Let me tell you something. Be honest with your kids. If a situation don't work out, let me tell you something. Every marriage ain't meant to last. Every relationship ain't meant to last. We want it to last, but it's not meant to last. That's reality. That's why divorce is there. So it doesn't mean it's going to last. If you've done everything that you can do, if you've fought for your husband or you've fought for your wife and you've done everything you can do and you guys can't come to a common agreement to work on a marriage and keep that marriage moving forward, then you may make the decision to be like, you know what, I'm going my separate way. If you do, be very honest with your kids, because if you're not, then what happens is you instill unhealthy stuff into them, but you also instill bitterness, because then your kids sitting there thinking, you know what? My mom said, I can't believe she would allow herself to, be in that space. I can't believe he would allow himself to be in that space. So you just have to understand they're smart cookies. Another thing, people will stay in shame. They're embarrassed. They don't want people to know that their marriage failed. Who wants somebody to know that their marriage failed? But you cannot live your life unhealthy because of somebody else's views. Because what you're doing is you're thinking, nope, I can't do this because I don't want somebody else to think, you know what, my marriage didn't, succeed, or my relationship didn't succeed. Why put yourself in a cesspool of unhealthiness when you know it's not great?
Question. Do you think people, so I'm going back to what you say, some people marriages won't last.
Yep.
So I have a question to you, because I know some people, they're quick to throw in the towel.
Don't.
Before a marriage can mature. Oh, I'm out. Because in their mind, if I'm going into a relationship or a marriage thinking, oh, maybe this is the one that I'm going to speak on marriages, because marriage is more connected. You got a legal document, all of that. So if I'm going in my marriage, I just got married, and I'm looking at saying, all marriages don't last, so I'm gonna be more quick to throw in the towel.
You shouldn't.
So I would say, so my question is, sometimes do people give up early because in the back of their mind, like, all marriages don't last?
People do give up early, and I will tell people this: fight for your marriage. Fight for your marriage. Do everything you can to allow your marriage to succeed. Do not throw in the towel so quick. Let me tell you something. I don't care what marriage or relationship you're in. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be bumps in the roads. There's going to be tears that's going to be shed. There's going to be heartache. You're going to have that. One thing I will tell you is strength comes behind that.
Right.
That strengthens your marriage. That strengthens your relationship. I would not take none of the issues I've ever had in my marriage or my relationship. I would never take that back. You know why I won't take it back? Because Trinella's a strong woman. Trinella is today. Right. Without that, you want to go through some stuff. If you in a marriage or a relationship and you could come sit and talk to me and tell me, oh, girl, my marriage peaches and cream, I ain't never had no problems. You know what I'm going to tell you? Bye. Because you're lying. You're lying. You're going to always have ups and downs in any situation. Even if it's a friendship, you're going to have that. So you ain't about to sit here and tell me you ain't going to have no ups and downs in the marriage. You and your husband ain't agreeing on everything. You and your wife ain't agreeing on everything. So you're going to have ups and downs. It's how you deal with it. And if you deal with it correct, you're going to come out stronger and you're going to come out with greatness. Right. Trust me, you want to go through some stuff in your life, because if you don't go through it, you'll never know how to deal with it if it ever comes your way ever again.
So do people stay for security reasons?
Oh, absolutely.
They don't love one another, but just because of security.
They will stay because they don't want to split. They don't want to have to deal with splitting the house. They don't want to have to deal with, selling the house. Right. They don't want to have to deal with trying to go, find another place, and this one have to go this place. They don't want to deal with the kids in separate homes, but why put yourself in that situation? Like that piece of it baffles me. Why put yourself in that situation when you know it's unhealthy? I get it. If you've had that conversation and you know your marriage is done, don't put yourself in a situation, because here's the thing. You can't ever get over your spouse or your mate if you don't cut ties from them. Right. So if you're deciding we're done, but we're going to stay in a house together, no, you're not.
Right.
You're going to constantly, as a woman, you're going to have that emotion. You're going to still connect yourself to that person. And there's some things you're not going to want to do. You're not going to want to step out and decide to date. You're not going to want to bring somebody there. You just have to look at the big picture.
No, Nate, the camera is turning. They can't see our faces.
Tanasia.
I just read it, but I can see it.
Okay. The camera's spent.
Oh, sorry, y'all.
Okay.
You got it?
I don't know why I see it.
We
sorry,
we
guys,
don't know what happened to the picture.
Difficulty,
our camera, there it is. No,
I know what
there
you did. You just did something else.
There
Leave
you
it
go.
right there.
All right.
There you go.
We
All
back,
right.
ladies.
Sorry.
Oh, went back.
Spin it, Nee.
I don't know what's
Why the heck is split?
No, you need to tilt it a little bit. Just tilt the Nee. Not the phone. Not the thing. Just tilt the phone a tad bit.
So
Tilt
why
the
they
phone
talking? Why they doing that? Okay, we back. I can see.
Nope.
I thought we was. So something about this post don't want people to understand why they're in an unhealthy
We
relationship.
never had this problem.
We never had this problem.
Yeah, you going wrong.
So whoever that is trying to make this technical difficulties go away, boo, get out that unhealthy relationship and leave our camera alone. Leave it alone.
No, I saw
Yeah.
it flipped.
Camera girl, it's the camera girl, it's the camera girl.
That ain't me.
Is it on there?
So while we were having technical
Hold on, y'all.
yeah. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna end it on a closed note, and then we're gonna come back with the after dark because of our
That's not
technical difficulties.
There we go.
There we go. So
right there. So
to the left, you're right,
Correct.
Mike.
Right there.
Our
Correct.
camera lady over here
She
watching
finally got-
Love and Hip Hop.
Correct. She ain't even plugged in. But, you know, I just want you guys to know, any human being knows when a situation is unhealthy. If you have to lay in the bed at night and you have to shed a tear behind something your mate or your partner said to you, then you know that's unhealthy. You just have to address it. Don't ever be afraid to address a situation. Don't ever be afraid to address it. Because if you don't address it, they may continue to do it and not know that they're doing it.
Okay.
That's the issue. But
So we're gonna close because the camera keeps going back and
I don't know
forth,
what's wrong
and
with
we're
it.
gonna get it fixed for
Sure, for
after
after
dark.
dark.
But give them something. So never stay for public appearance. Never
Nope.
stay for security. Never stay in disrespect.
Yep.
Never stay in shame. Your spouse or partner should add to you.
Yep.
If they're not, you're in an unhealthy relationship.
if they're not adding value to your life,
If they ain't adding value, to the left. So we're gonna go ahead, send some love,
Please
send
do.
some shout outs, share it. The after dark is do men and women fake orgasm? Give us about 4 minutes
what?
to get this together, and we'll see you guys at after dark.
Thanks,
Peace out.
guys.